Hi guys, today I'm coming to you with an Imperial Assault review for the Twin Shadows expansion. Now this was just released, if you were at Gen Con you may have gotten an early release of it. This is a mini expansion. It's bigger than the character expansion, but what it is it's a small box expansion. This is the first box type expansion for Imperial Assault. And similar to Descent, this is more than just a character pack, but it has extra mission tiles in here, it has an extra mission book. And it introduces a couple of new rule changes. Also, it takes place on the planet of Tatooine, and introduces some new concepts to the game. One thing that is introduced is the keyword of habitat, which is used only during the campaign. And what habitat is a restriction to open groups that the Imperial player can use. For example, a Tusken Raider might have a sand habitat, or I'm sorry, a desert habitat, and that means that if it's an open group and there's no desert tiles on the board, then he can't use the Tusken Raider. But if there's at least one desert tile, and it will tell you what counts as a desert tile in case there's some confusion. And it lays the kind of the groundwork for future different types of habitats. It specifies that some available habitat types are interior, forest, and desert. There's also card restrictions for deployment cards that can mean that a character is only usable in skirmish or only usable in the campaign. One example of that is there's an R2-D2 card for the campaign, and there's an R2-D2 card for the skirmish. And these are tailored to those game types. For example, the skirmish card may do something with allowing you to draw extra command cards, which wouldn't apply to the campaign, so that's why they added that distinction. But other than that, it's mostly the same type of character. The other thing that this introduces is the mini campaign, which I think is a fantastic introduction. What a mini campaign is a shorter campaign that doesn't use side missions, starts you with a little bit more experience and money than you would have normally, and allows you to complete the game in about 3 or 4 sessions. I really like the idea of the mini campaign, and it's included in this rulebook. You can incorporate its missions with the base game, or you can just run a mini campaign. You don't use side missions. You have basically 3 missions and a finale, and it's able to be completed in about 6 to 8 hours. So possibly one long day, or maybe a weekend, or just less sessions. If you're just going to do one, then maybe you get it done in a month instead of 3 months, like for the normal campaign. So it's a really nice way to get a flavor of the game without having to commit to quite so many sessions and quite so much time. So we're gonna open it up and take a look at what comes in the box.
All right, so if we open it up here, we've got our rule book on top, which has all the addendums to the rules and your campaign guide. And if you want to avoid spoilers, do not read past this page. We've got our skirmish map sheet and an advertisement for the expansion character packs of C-3PO and R2-D2, Boba Fett, and Kane Somos. We've got our little standard FFG flyer and some extra stickers to mark your squadrons. We've got our new map tiles and cardboard cutouts here. There's a new type of token here, and this is indicated by these little green triangles, and these are used by one of the new heroes. This expansion comes with 2 new heroes. One of them uses this. They're like an engineer or an inventor, and so we'll open these later. Oh, that's a cool one. That kind of looks like a Star Destroyer bridge, right? And we've got our Cantina. Look at that. That's our Cantina Bar. The skirmish map uses the Cantina Bar, which is very cool. And then there we go. One thing to note is that every I don't know if we can see right here, but down here there's this little symbol of the Twin Suns expansion. Everything in this expansion is going to be marked with that symbol. So in case your cards get mixed up and you forget which comes with which, it's important to know that the Twin Suns expansion will be on every device. Now we've got our heavy troopers here. And again, like all Fantasy Flight miniatures, these are just perfect. Let's see, we've got 1, 2 of those. I'm thinking we're going to have 4 of them, like 2 squadrons of them. Because I know that from the previews, that they come as in a deployment of 2. So we've got 4 heavy troopers. They don't have the pauldron, though, so for my Sand Trooper Elite, I'll probably have to make him orange on the shoulder. We have our 2 Rebel heroes here. Alright. And we have 4 Tusken Raiders. So not nearly as many miniatures as in the base game, but certainly more than a normal expansion pack, a character pack. So this is what a mini expansion is going to be like for this game. All right, let's take a look at our hero cards. Now I'm probably going to pronounce these names terribly. Our first is our big tank, heavy trooper guy, Viv Bhadrak. Okay, and he can for 2 strain he can perform a melee attack using 1 red and 1 yellow dice, then perform 1 additional attack with a ranged weapon, targeting the same figure. So that's fantastic. Now that's basically an action ability, so he can only use this once per turn, but that can essentially allow him to attack 3 times using 1 action. That's wonderful. And then his ability Deadly Precision is for 1 strain, use while attacking to reroll 1 attack die. Now, abilities like this, you can only do this once per instance of attacking, but you can do it multiple times per turn. So he's going to generate a whole lot of strain in a short period of time. And he comes with 13 health, 4 endurance, and 4 speed, and a black die for defense. And then Saska Teft. She's our engineer type person. That's what those green tokens are for. She has Battle Technician. Used during your activation for you or an adjacent friendly figure to claim 1 device token. Limit once per activation. And then her Practical Solutions ability. When a figure declares an attack, it may discard 1 device token to apply 1 surge to the attack results. While performing an attribute test, a figure may discard 1 device token to reroll 1 die. So already built in, the device tokens, these little green triangles, have some use for her, and anybody can eventually have them. So she's kind of like a buffer for the team, right? So she's going to help everybody on the team. So she's nice, and I'm sure, I haven't looked at her support cards that come with her yet, but I'm sure they're all going to lend themselves to that. Now here's our character cards, and then our agenda cards and stuff for the Empire. I'm not going to go through all of them, especially since a lot of them just say, hey, turn to this page in the mission book. We've got our mission cards, and then we have the Empire's Reach in Pursuit of the Enemy. So basically 2 new types of agenda cards. We've got our Heavy Stormtrooper regular and our Heavy Stormtrooper Elite. We've got Kane Somos, and again, this will also come in his expansion pack. It's important to know that they do include these, but for tournament play or any sanctioned FFG event, if you wanted to use him in Skirmish, you would actually have to have the FFG miniature. So you have to actually buy the expansion pack to use him in a formal event. If you're playing Skirmish casually, or you're just trying out this expansion, you're more than welcome to use him in Skirmish, though you're not going to have the extra cards that come with his expansion pack. We've got our regular Tusken Raider. We've got our Elite Tusken Raider. See, and they have the Habitat Desert. And now, Habitat has no meaning on Skirmish. So Skirmish Habitat doesn't have anything to do with. It's only if you're the Imperial player looking to add them to an open group, you have to have at least 1 desert tile in the map in order to be able to add them. So when the Hoth expansion comes out, you can't add Tusken Raiders to an open group on a Hoth map. Okay, well, we've got the main selling point of this expansion, the super awesome guy, Mr. Boba Fett. And again, he is going to also come, he has his own expansion. And then we have our 2 versions of R2-D2. We have one here with this, I don't know what it's like, 2 arms holding a firecracker. I don't know. And that's for Skirmish, and his ability allows you to draw 1 command card. And then for this other one with the day and night, here, that is the campaign version of R2-D2. And this particular ability allows you to interact with attribute tests, which you don't do in Skirmish. So this version of the card is more tailored for the campaign. This version of the card is more tailored for Skirmish. This is the first time we've seen something like that, so I think it's very cool to have, you know, different versions of the card. He's also very hard to kill when defending. If you roll a blank result, you can add like an evade to the... So if you roll this or if you roll blank, you're still, you know, dodge the whole attack. Very cool. And it seems thematic too. He's just very lucky. And he's only cost 3 points and he's got 6 health for that, so he's awesome. And then C-3PO only costs 2 points. He can't attack at all, but he you know, he can help out a little bit. He's harder to kill. He can focus his friends. You know, and it's a great rebel figure for only 2 points. So I'm really happy to have both C-3PO and R2-D2. And then here's our Skirmish version of our actual characters from this, for Saska and Viv. And, you know, Viv is looking awesome with 3 different attack dice there. I haven't really checked these guys out and thought about how they're going to play into a Skirmish build yet. But I'm certain to do that in the not-too-distant future. So that's pretty cool. Now we've got these little cards here. What are these little cards? These are going to be rewards and our... let's see, we've got some more loot or crate cards. I'm not going to go through all of these with macro binoculars and chance cubes. And I'm pretty sure these are just going to get mixed into, you know, enhancing your campaign, so you have more options of things that you can find in a crew. We've got some rewards that are probably going to be referenced by the cards and by the missions. You know, we've got some of the equipment that's going to be available, or that's going to add to the different equipment decks. We've got some of the Imperial cards, and we've got our most important part, at least in my opinion, is our... Wait, what is this? Oh, yes, we have Weakened. We also have a new status in the game. I totally forgot about this. Weakened is a new status and has its own tokens, and this is the reference card to that. If you're weakened, you get -1 surge, or -1 cancel surge. I forget what that symbol is actually called. So it's harder for you to surge, it's harder for you to cancel surge. Discard this condition at the end of your activation. So if you've already activated and then somebody weakens you, then you have to wait until a whole nother round until you activate again. So Weakened is actually a very effective ability, so it's going to be interesting to see how this applies to skirmishes. Because I care more about Skirmish than I do about the campaign, but lately I have been playing the campaign solo. I've been playing both sides, but it's just to brush up on the rules. Okay, so we only get 3, is this correct? I'm only seeing 3 Skirmish cards. 1 for Saska, 1 for Viv, and 1 for any target. So Saska's is a 2 cost. Choose a terminal. Each figure adjacent to that terminal suffers 2. Oh, so she makes the terminal blow up. Next is Viv. He has Stay Down. It costs 2. After resolving close and personal, if the target was not defeated, perform an additional attack with the same target. Then you become stunned. That's pretty cool, especially if that's your second attack. He can really just, you know, continually fire over and over again. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Cruel Strike, and is for any figure. Perform an attack. This attack gains surge, can pierce 1 and weaken. So this is a good way of introducing the weaken keyword to the Skirmish game. So it's not bad. It's a 0, so that's, you know, it's a free card, but a limit of 1. All right. And so that's basically everything that we're getting in the expansion. I'm anxious to try out some of the missions. I will probably run a solo campaign, and I'm going to use both new heroes. Oh, so I'll probably run both heroes, and I'll pick 2 more from the core game. I'll go with another ranged and a melee, so that'll probably round out the team. And see how we do with a mini campaign, if the Rebels can win or if the Empire can win. Because when I play a campaign against myself, just for practice, I play both sides really hard. So it's always interesting, and I actually have a pretty good time doing it, being that it's hard for me because I have kids, I have family obligations, so I can't always commit to multiple sessions of an entire campaign. So it's going to be a lot easier for me to potentially get into an actual mini campaign. But in the meantime, I will probably run one solo. And as far as storage goes, I'm probably going to just use this box to store all the expansion stuff, and that includes the character pack expansions like these right here, which I haven't done yet. I'm going to probably just store everything that came out with this wave in this box. This way, it'll, I'll always have those, all the tiles will be together. Everything that I need from this box will be together. The only exception is I might put these tokens and all the stuff like this in with the base game with all the tokens. So, and these right here, I'll probably just throw these out because I bought all the expansions. So I don't really need these. I have not throw them out, but if you didn't buy the extra character pack expansions, then you will need these. But if you bought the character pack expansions, then you can use the miniature and don't need these. So I have a little bag full of all of these that I don't need because I buy everything for this game. And that's, I don't know what I'm ever going to do with these. I'm just going to store them forever and probably get rid of them. So that is Imperial Assault Twin Shadows. I hope you like this review, and give me a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.